they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Poor man pikin, they the street, they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make you shout.
Oh ye do I walk. Oh Mary, oh Nindizu, oh Nigeria, Abakare, Mama Baora, Unapuri Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi. Nnamdi bu onye du aimo, o meri wone n'izu mbiro ya. Abakare, mamanda ora, unapuri meri Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri meri Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri meri Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri meri.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Good morning to you. Afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are watching. This is Mayegun Live. Thank you so much for joining me again. From wherever you are watching, please read the caption of this broadcast. Read the description as well. Share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell all of them that Mayegun today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The injustice that Nigeria represents under Boko Haram has been continued under Nnamdi. Before we get fully into it, I want you to always remember, if anything happened to Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi should be held responsible.
Yes, right.
Don't join them to blame Boko Haram. Don't join them in giving excuses. So some of you are saying there is nothing Nnamdi can do. No, that's not true.
Yes, right.
Share this, by the way.
Yes, right. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Yes, right.
So that's going to be the major topic of tonight, but there are others that I bring for you tonight.
ayé ẹ̀ múra jì. Máyégún ti dé.
Mo ti dé. Good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you. It is Mayegun Live. And I want to start this by kind of, I want to start it solemnly. I'm going to start it from the low part until it gets to the boiling one. And because I want to try and pass some message to some of you, the undecided, to some of you who do not understand the word injustice, to some of you, somehow that will feel like whenever somebody you don't like is being punished by the people you don't like, but still, it is not a thing of anyone or a thing for anybody to keep quiet, even if you disagrees with people's stand or positions on anything. Injustice in Nigeria is democratized. Even those who share them on, they are not spared. So the reason why I have to start like slowly. Ladies and gentlemen, you might have read about Patrick Lumumba. You might have read about a lot of, Africans who have faced persecution, even death in their lifetime, in the hands of some few scared people that feel so powerful. But they are not powerful. They are just scared. They are scared of, a different opinion that doesn't align with their slavish doctrine. Then you will become a threat. And all they have to do is just to call a dog bad name. Tag a dog bad name so that you can hang it. So you have read about a lot of these individuals in their time. Some probably managed to be triumph while they were alive. Others become triumphant when they were dead, killed, so to say. A lot of us have read about the injustice against these individuals across Africa, and some of their stories inspired many of you today, to the point that some of you call yourselves Pan-Africanist. I don't know if you are probably like Democrats, as they will continue to force democracy on our sound. So we have a few clique of people that are so scared of a man and his idea that they will use every resource to shut him up or shut him down. And now, this is not history. This is happening right before our very eyes. But because of our biases, a lot of us would rather just keep quiet. But inside us, this is becoming ridiculous. Whatever it is you have against this guy, present it in your own court. Even those of you who want him jailed, wouldn't you want the court to do it? Now that their courts rejected that, you are watching injustice play out. And you know something about the consequences of injustice. They say the dildo of injustice is highly lubricated, and it will F everyone, whether you are for them or you are against them. And that's exactly what is playing out. Few scared people. Let's have a conversation. We don't want to be part of this union anymore. That is democratic. There are those who still want to be part of that union. There are those who don't want to. In a democratic setting, you have the conversation around it. But just few scared people. They are perpetuating illegality. You are watching them, you are seeing them. They've done it to so many people. Some of them, those you like. Some of them, those you don't like. But what you don't understand is that in a system like this, you see those ones that are in prison, locked up, legally and illegally. Let's even talk about those ones illegally now. Those people locked up illegally. And those of you that are walking free, in case if you don't know, in a system like what you have in Nigeria, every one of you is a prisoner. You are a prisoner of a bad system that you, probably majority, are so weak to reject. You may not, the only thing differentiating you between those, they're locked up inside the DSS cell, and those of you are walking free, it's just the bar, the gate. You have 150 million Nigerians who are living in multi-dimensional poverty, caused by those who said Nigeria is non-negotiable. Nigeria cannot be discussed. They caused the inflation, they caused the insecurity, they caused the poverty, they caused all of this, but yet they said it is non-negotiable. But that 150 million Nigerians are so weak to face this small clique and crush them to demand for something better. So Nnamdi Kanu locked up. You, the Abobaku Igbo hater, or a self-loathing Igbo, a self-hating Igbo, okay? Even if you want him jailed, Abba, wouldn't you want that to be done in their courts? And it can be done within 1 week. But because they have nothing concrete to present to say, this is why we want to jail him. This is what he has done. The first step of kidnapping him from Kenya and drugging him and taking him to Nigeria. He's been there for over 2 years with them. And guess what? He has won every of their case inside their own court. Then the Supreme Court, Supreme Court of Injustice of Nigeria, that sided with him that the procedure of kidnapping him from Kenya down to Nigeria was so wrong that alone should have earned Nigeria a bad reputation. Somebody who just believed they could break any law. That was under Bukwari. Bukwari left. Tifnubu appointed another lawyer. And that one is now sort of pushing with Yako now to say, okay, Supreme Court said they shouldn't have revoked your bail. So what does that mean? Free him. Now they have managed to go and put something up now. Guess what that is? They said the time they attempted to kill him and he escaped their bullet, they said those sureties that stood for him, they've already filed the motion in court to say they have no idea where he was and therefore cancelled their surety or their ascarantos, the bond they said they put down. So because of this, they cannot, this is in Yako now, they cannot really honor what the Supreme Court says. In all of this, just because he is yet to say, okay, fine, let's call it a day. Okay, I'm done. Nothing about Biafra. Not if he wakes up tomorrow and he says, yeah, that's it. I won't say anything about Biafra anymore. Right? Suddenly, the Nigeria court that keeps postponing and postponing, they will easily sit and they will make the whole declaration within minutes. But he's adamant of saying no. Even if I tell you here that I won't do it anymore, I mean, I'm done. The point here is this. I can't guarantee you that I'm going to fulfill that. So what's the point of promising what can never happen? So they've ensured that they could probably lock him up forever, you know, and maybe just free him when they believe he is terminally ill. You are watching injustice, whether it is against somebody you like or you don't like, right? Number one, let's even pretend that you are ignorant of how they normally use this rigged judicial system to perpetuate. You've seen people who have suffered it. Sure, where's the recent one at least that you can... So the bottom line there is that Nnamdi Kanu is asking for something that they know that sooner or later it is going to happen. But who is going to bail the cat? On whose head will Nigeria break up? So who is going to take the risk of letting Nnamdi Kanu be out there if Tinubu doesn't want to? Therefore, keep him there forever. Now, here is their latest when they appeared, when he was in court today. So the last time, Nyako threatened that if Nnamdi Kanu's defense, his own defense lawyers, if they don't come up with defense against the allegations, listen to this, so there is allegation of treason, that Nnamdi Kanu wanted to overthrow Bokwari. Later, they said there is another charges of terrorism. And that is the one they are pushing about. In all of this, there is no single evidence on their part. So on the part of Nnamdi Kanu, they are following the judgment of the Supreme Court. So what did the Supreme Court say in December 2023? The Supreme Court said that the military went to his house to try to kill him, and they killed over 28 people that day. Was violation of his bail freedom. He only ran for his life. He did not jump bail. So the point where they said, oh, he jumped bail was completely laid to rest by the Supreme Court. That's the Supreme Court of Injustice of Nigeria. That, no, he did not jump bail. In fact, it should be a free man. But the Supreme Court of Injustice failed to just say go, because it's a rigged system. In all these years that they've been holding him, right? They've not been able, in their own court, they've not been able to present one single witness or what they said he did. Nothing. You will read a lot in the papers, you will read a lot online. But when you go to their court, right, there's absolutely nothing presented. So their Supreme Court now said his own lawyers should take their judgments, in which they didn't really give any judgment. They said, oh, now take it back to the appeal court to go and process the reinstatement of his bail. You get what I mean now? No, I can't give you, I can't release you, even though they have no reason to be holding you. Okay? But the thing is, I don't want to be the one to give you bail, or I don't want to be the one to free you. Supreme Court of the land, go back to the appeal court, so that can take other years when they keep going back and forth like this, okay? Then finally, they will say, okay, let's go back to the Supreme Court again, maybe in another 2-3 years. That is the injustice you are witnessing. Whether you like him or you don't like him, it will happen to all of us, but it's going to be differently. That is why we say, when they pray that Nigeria not happen to you, it's not because it is not happening to you now. It is because the one that will happen to you that will make you kind of look around and be like, how could this be happening? And they say, well, now you cause them now. You the abuse government. Abuse government? Like, is that a crime? It's a crime. It's a freedom of speech. Freedom after speech, we don't know. Kind of a thing. You know? So it can happen to you, and it will. It will. Because at the end of the day, right? Even if you are one Nigerianist, one Nigerian, right? Lying to yourself. There is a way that when the Nigeria will happen to you, it will shock you. And it may not be directly, it may be to someone closer. And it could be in any way. When it shocks you, it will push you down to our side. Those who have admitted that they are victims of Nigeria, and they would be victims no more. I will be victim no more. Because those of you who are still championing one Nigeria, right? If you understand what you are championing or promoting, right? Then you understand being a victim and not knowing. In this regard, so their courts now said, Supreme Court can't free him. Now they returned him back to the woman that they defeated. She was defeated in that same appeal court. When Malamu said, sorry, because appeal courts in Nigeria gave a ruling. They said, Nnamdi Kanu's kidnapping and what's that called again? There's a word for that. I'll remember, don't worry. Right? That Nnamdi Kanu's kidnapping and abduction from Kenya, okay, and being returned to Nigeria was totally wrong. And therefore, Nnamdi Kanu cannot be tried in any court in Nigeria until Nigeria return him back to Kenya. And then puts a process of, God bless you, Jerry, illegal rendition. That is what that is. Rendition. It's a big word. But it became more popular when Nigeria kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. Rendition, illegal rendition, right? It is not like what they call the extradition. Extradition is legal. Rendition is not. Extradition means Nigeria is looking for him. They found him in Ghana. They will tell the Ghanaian government to arrest him because Nigeria need him. Then they will now go to court in Ghana and say, you can't let me go to Nigeria. They will kill me. So the human rights, this or that. If he wins in Ghana, Ghana will give him asylum. And there's nothing Nigeria can do about that. But if he loses there, Ghana will just give him to Nigeria. Same thing in so Nigeria will need to return him back to Kenya. That's what the appeal court said. Return him to Kenya, apologize, and give him back every of his stuff you took from him. Then you remember Malamu now came out and said, no, they can't release him. The Supreme Court should, Supreme Court should, they should wait for Supreme Court. Waiting for Supreme Court is what extended it to December last year. Then Supreme Court sent it back to Appeal Court. Now Appeal Court is now playing the hanky-panky now. Nnamdi Kanu is saying, read what the Supreme Court gave to you. Binta Nyako says, I have read it. None of it says I should let you go. What he says here is that you should be here now defending this allegation, these new charges. They've brought new charges. You should be here